Welcome to I'm the Asshole.
You are the asshole.
You're the asshole. My name is Sam, this is Taj.
Nope.
This is where we go through Reddit threads where people post a quick summary of a situation they're in, a story about last night, and ask at the end of it, am I a piece of shit or not?
Dude, you're literally sitting on Reddit judging people. Who the fuck is really the asshole?
I'm the asshole because I'm judging people. You're the asshole because you're just a piece of shit.
Yo!
I'm not judging people that aren't asking to be judged. But I am going to shit on them. We are going to give you our input, and then we're going to tell you what Reddit thinks.
These people are trying to work out their life's problems, and you're sitting there like, this guy's a douche.
Should we dive in?
Let's
Number
do it.
one, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Scenario 1. User, you gotta stop that, says, am I the asshole for serving a pregnant woman a non-alcoholic cocktail? Not yet. During my shift last night, a group of 4 women in their late 20s came in. Cougar Fest. They ordered 4 of our house cocktails to start with and went over the menu for their entrees. When I was on my way back to their booth, I walked by the backside and overheard one of them talking about how she was 14 weeks along pregnant. I figured her having one drink wasn't a big deal. About 5 minutes later, they called me over again and asked for another round. At this point, I was getting concerned. This time I went to the bartender and asked him to make one of them a virgin cocktail. He was confused for a second, but since he's a good friend of mine,
Hey, because he was a good friend of mine, not because we worked together.
A few cocktails later, hers strictly virgin, they started getting rowdy with the old placebo effect, and Mrs. Pregnant Woman was getting into it.
How do you drink multiple cocktails that are
Yeah.
non-alcoholic, and
You
you're
don't
like,
even
I'm
taste it.
slizzard?
Yeah. I figured that since she didn't notice, things were probably okay. The problem came whenever they got her check. Her cocktails were marked with a virgin sign. It was too late for me to edit them back, so I just had her pay, hoping that she wouldn't look at the receipt. And then Mrs. Pregnant Woman came back and asked what virgin on the receipt meant. I fessed up and said that it meant non-alcoholic. She stared at me blankly for a few seconds.
I fessed up.
Stared at
Forgive me, Father,
blankly.
for I have sinned.
And then asked if she had ordered a non-alcoholic. Did I order a non-alcoholic cocktail? And asked me to return part of her tip. I did so. Then she talked to my manager. My manager took me into her office and literally shrieked at me until hoarse. I actually think that's pretty reasonable of her to just be like, I'm not cool with that. Can I have like some of the tip back? She wasn't asking for like a free meal, like everything calm.
I think that's less. I would have taken it further if I was her.
I stood my ground and told her that I'm not going to be responsible for FAS.
Oh, right. Fetal alcohol syndrome.
Don't act like you just know that off the top
No,
of
dude,
your
I
head.
do. I know these things.
Damn, he's right. She told me that she was taking me off the calendar until she decided what to do to me. I'm assuming that means they're not going to give her any shifts for a while. She also informed me that I could get the restaurant in serious trouble for discrimination, and upon examination of my state's laws, she is correct.
Discrimination.
What state do you think this goes in?
Interesting. Like Texas or another southern state.
But when I talked to my mother and father about it tonight, they told me that they understood my position. The entire staff of the restaurant is against me, and I'm gonna call and tell my manager that I quit, but I still feel in the right here. I'd like some perspective on this and to know if I'm the asshole. I like that she only asked her mother and father to love her to death. So the entire restaurant fucking hates her for it, but it's like, mom and dad agree with me.
That's the most millennial shit I've ever heard.
Before you listen to us talk about it, comment down below.
Make a decision yourself.
Yeah.
It's so clear this chick sucks. This woman sucks.
So the question is, if you think or you know that you're doing the quote-unquote like right thing.
Why is that the right thing, though?
Because you're protecting something that can't protect itself.
You're making the decision for them.
Right.
And you're not telling them.
Yeah.
So first off, you're saying, I'm going to change your order.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. That definitely makes her an asshole.
I think it's fine to just get her an alcoholic cocktail. You just don't step in. It's their choice. They got to come to the decision on their own. I think that's my point.
I think that's fair because at the end of the day, if she never learns to make that decision for herself, she's just going to go out next weekend and keep drinking alcohol.
Or she's going to drink alcohol at home.
If you're going to do it, I'd rather you do it under my supervision. Alright, so we're going to run down to the comment section and see what people are saying on Reddit. The top comment has 13,000 upvotes.
That's a lot of cheese.
Got it in hunks.
And then says, everyone sucks here, but you had good intentions. She sucks for obvious reasons. You suck because you had no way to prove that she was pregnant. You altered her drink without informing her, and you made a big decision without speaking to your manager. I agree with all that.
I don't know, dude. I'm not a scientist. Maybe she doesn't suck. Maybe alcohol's good for babies. I'm
Not
serious. don't know.
You're not even supposed to drink caffeine when you're pregnant.
How do you know?
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, you just trust whatever they tell you, Sam.
Everybody says it though.
Yeah.
I agree with this person's assessment. I think if you're drinking alcohol and you know you're pregnant, you're being an asshole. However, that woman never told this lady in particular. Like, it could have been a joke. Maybe she only caught part of a conversation and they were like laughing about it. That's not out of the realm of possibility. It is unlikely.
This girl dumb.
This girl's dumb, dude. You're the asshole unless you saw the woman pee on a pregnancy test. You had no way of knowing for sure that she was pregnant. She could have been talking about someone else, a past pregnancy test, or she could be planning to terminate the pregnancy. That wasn't your call to make. That's exactly what I just said, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if it's Texas, I don't know if she's terminating that pregnancy. But
If I was your manager, I would have fired you on the spot. While I agree pregnant women should not be drinking, you should never change a customer's order without their consent.
it's about consent, Sam. It's true. She did not consent to the changing of the drink. This is a bad thing to joke about. This is a bad thing to joke about, but I stand by the consent thing. Your job isn't to make moral decisions.
Right.
I think that's part of like the culture that we live in now, where there's a lot of people that feel like it's your job all the time to make moral decisions on
everybody.
Right. This is another way she could have handled the situation. She could have gone to her manager in advance or gone to anyone else in the restaurant in advance and been like, this woman just ordered an alcoholic beverage. I'm not really comfortable with this.
Not imposing your solution on it for everybody.
Right.
You're
not imposing your
out.
morals on somebody else.
I think we're done with this one. I would love to know what you guys think. There's times where I'm like, man, this person is such a piece of shit that like no one could ever convince me otherwise. And I don't think this is one of those situations. I disagree with the decision that she made, but like I also completely understand where she's coming from, like why she did it.
I'm sure that I've made decisions too that I disagree with.
No.
For myself.
Yeah.
In the moment, I just made a snap judgment call, and it was the wrong call.
Alright, so that's what we think about this one. Subscribe to the channel. This is new, but hopefully we're going to be doing a lot of them in the future. We'll see you guys on the next video. Oh my god, dude.
Because she didn't bring the six-pack home, dude. Get Bubba his six-pack.
This is a tangent. This is getting way
You
too
just
far.
have people pee on a stick to buy alcohol.